So for whatever the hell reason, I decided I'm gonna film this longer term video showing my progress in Blender. I've been learning Blender for a few days and I'm still struggling. Oh, no. I do know some basic controls and some basic shortcuts. Jesus Christ, that looks like a chicken's feet. I want to create something better, something beautiful. Oh my God, that looks bad. So today I decided I'm gonna try to create a tree. I kind of tried creating a tree yesterday, but it turned out very bad. Like I absolutely hated it. So today I'm hoping to do it better. Okay, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna delete that shit. I'm gonna start off. I'm also kind of partially following the tutorial by Grant Abbott, who, in my opinion, is great. Honestly, I really like the way that he explains things. I really like his teaching style. He's very thorough, and he seems to be very, very knowledgeable as well. And I really like the stuff that he shares. I really like his tutorials. So I'm hoping to create a tree, not exactly like his. I'm not going to follow all of the steps because I think it's a little bit too complex for me now. I might come back to the tutorial later on once I have a bit better skills. But for now, I'm just gonna try to do my best and share with you what I have done. First things first, because I was making a tree, I obviously needed a tree trunk. And somehow this ended up being probably the biggest struggle of the entire project. It genuinely took me around 2 hours to make a tree trunk that I was actually happy with. That sounds a bit ridiculous, I know, but I guess that's my life. So at first I tried following the tutorial, but there was this whole method where you build the shape from edges and then use the skin modifier, and honestly, I got completely lost. It's not supposed to be that hard. Yeah, okay, so for the sake of keeping that shit ugly tree trunk, I'm gonna hide that shit, and I'm gonna have another cube. So I thought, you know what, fuck that, I'm just going to sculpt it instead. That also turned out to be ridiculously difficult. Since this was basically my first time sculpting anything, I had no idea what half of the brushes even did. I mainly used the snake hook brush to pull out the trunk and the branches, and then used a few other brushes to shape everything afterwards. It definitely took some trial and error. The roots probably took me the longest. Very big. Oh, that looks like a butt cheek. Cute. I really wanted them to feel like actual tree roots, but everything I made just kept looking very artificial. That looks like a ball sack. So I spent way longer on them than I probably should have. Eventually, I got to texturing, which was also my first time ever doing it, and something really weird happened. So instead of looking like bark, my tree suddenly looked like it had these weird barnacles growing all over it. It looked awful. I honestly have no idea what changed, but after smoothing the sculpt a bit, adding more detail, especially around the roots, and carving some extra lines into the trunk, I tried the texture again, and somehow it actually looked good the second time. Don't ask me why, I still have no idea what happened. So next came the color. The tutorial I was following explained a much more advanced shading setup. At least in my opinion, it was very advanced. So I realized I wasn't really ready for that just yet. But at the same time, simply making the tree brown looked really flat. So I ended up having a very long conversation with my lovely friend ChatGPT, trying to figure out how to make the bark look a little bit more natural. I think it kind of worked. Could it be better? Definitely, 100%. Am I happy with it? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it is my first tree after all. The next challenge was the leaves. I realized that finding good textures isn't always very straightforward, especially if I don't want to pay any subscriptions, etc. So once again, I asked my lovely friend ChatGPT for help and had it generate a few realistic tree branches on a transparent background for me. And honestly, it did a pretty good job. To make those branches usable, I had to cut the image plane into lots of smaller sections so I could bend and rotate it into a more natural shape. So here I just followed the tutorial. Then I copied one of the larger branches I'd already sculpted on the tree, attached all of these smaller leafy branches to it, and suddenly I had one complete branch that was ready to duplicate. After that, it was mostly a case of placing branches all around the tree until it started looking full. And honestly, this part was probably my favorite. Seeing it slowly come together was very satisfying, and I actually really like how the final tree turned out. So here it is. What do you think?